Thanks for staying with us. Now, car park pressures at Dublin Airport is causing headaches for thousands of holidaymakers, including the one sitting beside me here.
I don't have one planned anyway.
No, but you were trying to book it, weren't you?
I was. We were looking at trying to book. I was just trying to check, and in a couple of months' time, you cannot get certain car park spaces in Dublin Airport. It's not happening. Here to discuss what to expect when travelling abroad this summer is Graeme McQueen, Media Relations Manager with the DAA, and travel journalist Eoghan Corry. Thank you both so much for being here. Graeme, we have been hearing so much about this quick park that closed in 2019, and it's got 6,000 spaces that are now gone. And is this causing all the issues? And why doesn't the DAA, why haven't you bought it? Why aren't there these car parking spaces?
Yeah, you're right. That is causing an issue at the moment. 6,000 spaces sitting idle. It was formerly known, your viewers will know it as Quick Park, and that closed before COVID. It has never reopened. It did go up for sale at the end of last year, and we, as DAA, have put in a bid to buy that car park. That bid was accepted. That deal has now been referred to the Competition Authority, so we're waiting on approval to buy it, to get it open. If we got the keys today, we could open that within a couple of weeks and everybody would have a car parking space this summer. But that looks unlikely at the moment.
Okay.
Why has it gone to the Competitions Authority?
Because they would feel that we would control too much of the car parking out there. So that is an issue for them. It's a legitimate process. Yeah. It's right that it goes through that process, but we want that car park back in action. We want to, ideally we would operate it, but we need to get those spaces back so that people can park.
Well, Eoghan, let's talk about that. Is that a worry that the DA would then be controlling everything out there, that there'd be issues about price, about how it's being set and what's happening?
It's really interesting because most airports, there is one operator. There isn't this notion that you have private, major car park close to the airport operated by a private operator. The DA objected initially to Quick Park opening as a car park a long time ago. And it was sort of the set that you run the airport car parks. I think that the competition, that they do like the notion of competing car parks, but there isn't the same in the other Irish airports and in most of the English airports. So it would be very easy for them to say, okay, while we're making the decision, open the car park, the DA have the buses. It's not just, parking your car. You need to have that system of buses and drop off and everything.
So if it's a private car park, and you park there, how do you get to the airport?
The DA can do it in a week. And, it's
But is it right for the consumer?
It isn't as big a deal for the consumer as most of the competition issues that come before this programme and other programmes. It's not abnormal to have more than one car park at an airport, and almost all the car parks are run by Dublin Airport. This is the only one that wasn't. I don't really know why it hit the buffers so solidly, because there is options for anyone else to operate in competition with Dublin Airport for car parks. There are other options. I was at the AUL under-12 final myself yesterday. I was thinking of leaving my car there to go to the airport later in the week. The thing is that there are hotels that are running services in.
Yeah, the shuttle buses, the Clayton and all the ones around.
And there are options for
but they're limited, though. You go there and they're full. And this is
very small numbers.
And we do want to ask you, Graeme, because you were saying it was a year ago that you were here because of the queues in Dublin Airport. And your new chief executive has come out and sort of said, if we want to maintain the levels that we're at now, where there's only like 15-minute queues, they're going to have to charge more, or he wants to charge more. Is that going to happen?
Well, what that would mean is a charge on the airline, not on the passenger. So it wouldn't really affect the
airlines would then
price.
pass it on.
It comes back to the passenger.
Well, passenger will end up paying more.
You're talking a very modest sum here. We're looking to up that price by around €1. At the moment, it's around €8. We'd like to put that up to, say, €9-10. That would allow us to deliver a much better service, which we know people want. But going back to your point there about where we've came from in the last 12 months, when I sat here last year, we had about 96,000 passengers going through per day, and we were really struggling. Today, we've got about 110,000 passengers going through. They'll get through in less than 15 minutes. So a massive turnaround in the operation.
Will that continue during the summer?
Absolutely. That's the aim. We are hoping to get 90% of passengers through this summer in less than 20 minutes. If we can deliver that, I think we'd be one of the best performing airports in Europe, and we're confident that we will.
There often has been an awful lot of controversy in relation to plans for taxis, drop-downs, pick-up areas at Dublin Airport, trying to get rid of all of that. So is that people really are... We don't have a public transport system really out to the airport. We don't have a metro. We don't have anything. Taking those away from consumers so that I can just drop my elderly parent off at the front door Like, is that things that you need to like sort out and you're like ensure that you won't bring in €2 charges to drop someone off at the airport?
We've committed. We're not going to bring in that charge certainly anytime soon. It's not something we're looking to do. So there'll always be a free option to drop off at Dublin Airport. We can say that.
You can say that now.
Yeah,
definitely.
absolutely.
Okay.
There is a really good bus network there at the moment, but it needs to get better. Passenger numbers are growing. Long term, we need to look at the Metrolink project as well. We need to have a metro to Dublin Airport.
Owen, very quickly, we are seeing travel disruption on an awful lot of European, the French air traffic control, and now Spain, there's other places like that, Italy. Are we going to see massive disruptions during the summer? And there's no bargains out there. You're just saying to me before we came on air, you won't get a bargain this summer to go anywhere.
No, the prices were put in very high in the system. Everyone was complaining last November, December, looking at the summer, and the demand has met that supply. In fact, the demand has come a little bit faster than anyone anticipated. We saw that at Easter. The problem with strikes is not going to go away. Yes, we're going to have disruption. The French are very, very good at timing the strikes for the maximum demand weekend. That affects overflights in France very famously. Italy will allow overflights. France will not when they go on strike. We also have security workers in Germany going on strike. So there will be that level of disruption. But you've got to remember this. Aviation is very good at recovering. They deal with weather, ice storms, all of that all the time.
They get it all.
They're very good at getting
that your flight was cancelled on that day.
0896 111 to run. Eoghan Corry and Graeme McQueen, thank you both so much for being here. We'll be back with you in Ireland Day, I'm sure.